Alright then, here we go. The Warframe Dev Workshop, Corpus Proxima, and the new Railjack, currently sitting at a whopping 5.4 thousand upvotes and 123 downvotes. Will we go through something like the written Dev Workshop afterwards? We'll see. We'll see. But until then, I think it's time to get into it. So before we begin, I'm going to put on some headphones, because I know for a fact this, if I'm running it through my speakers, is going to result in some echo, and I don't want that. I don't want that at all. By putting on earphones, hopefully we won't have any echo. Although sometimes I do notice that some people have the headphones on, and for some reason there's echo in there. I will tell you right now, Lavos is actually not in my top 10. But anyway, let's begin. Improved Railjack layout. Why is the video quality so bad?
Well, it's a lazy night between the stars for you and
Let's
me.
turn off the audio here. Okay, here we go. New missions, Orphix and Volatile. Volatile? Improved flight, combat, and much more.
Hello, Tenno. My name is Rebecca Ford, and I am going to walk you through all things update
Okay,
29.10,
let's do this.
Corpus Proxima, and the new Railjack. This video is really a video guide to our dev workshop that we released. Our dev workshop covers 4 major things with the new Railjack, which is essentially a full rework of our Railjack content. There's a lot, and the whole point of this video is to give you not only a narration of the workshop, but also a video reference to put into context just what's changing. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, first things first, what's going to change on login? The first notable change is that all things Railjack are just more accessible. Oh, well, that's not good. I might leave this in just because I clearly misspelled my password. Anyway, so the first things first is that Railjack...
We now know that Rebecca's password is 8 characters long. Now, if I remember correctly, a little known person by the name of is the NSA guy. What's his name? Oh, crap. I'm blanking on his name. Either way, the NSA guy, hey Ray 911, how's it going? Said 8 characters, weak password. So, Rebecca might get herself hacked.
Is simply more accessible, and that comes in one of 2 ways. The first way is that
and she has 82 unread messages.
Railjack, you may have been challenged by the amount of resources it took or the time it took to just wait between parts. Maybe you felt you didn't have the time. That's all been cut back. Resources have been reduced and time has been reduced, which simply means less grind and less waiting.
Is this... Wait, hold on. Is she talking about Rising Tide? Let's go back.
In one of 2 ways. The first way is that if you actually never built your Railjack, you may have been
we are talking about Rising Tide. Okay,
the amount
cool.
of resources
Snowden.
it took,
That's
or
right.
the
Snowden.
time it
Thanks,
took
Chris.
to just wait between parts. Maybe you felt you didn't have the time. That's all been cut back. Resources have been reduced and time has been reduced, which simply means less grind and less waiting. We also have done something that is a little bit of a paradox that we didn't have this in the first place in our free-to-play game, and that's we added it to the market to buy for platinum. So whether or not you have bought your platinum or traded for it, you will be able to simply purchase a Railjack from the market. This is...
That seems a bit excessive. Chat, what do you guys think about this? The idea of being able to buy a Railjack from the market.
You can just hop in and grab it if you don't want to do the quest or any of the waiting that a free path would have.
Whoa, whoa. Hold on. Hold on. Was this necessary? Railjack is not supposed to be for new players. That's the thing. To be able to get a Railjack just automatically, to be able to get a Railjack that quickly just by buying it on the market, that seems hilariously excessive. No, I don't know. They want people to get into Railjack immediately. The idea that they want people to get... Okay. The idea that they want people to get into Railjack immediately does not bode well for the idea that I personally want Railjack to be more difficult, because it's too easy at the moment, right? So if new players, if they're making Railjack more catering for new players, well, we'll see. But I worry that what's going to happen as a direct result of Railjack being available to new players is that Railjack is going to become even more easier than it already is. But we'll just see how we go from there.
Up to you. You just have more options now. The second major change to cover when it comes to logging in is the complete shuffle of avionics to mods. So avionics are gone and they've been converted to mods. And the way you mod your Railjack has actually changed a little bit. So all your avionics have turned into mods.
Before she continues, and I'm really hoping that the details are more enticing than just the overall discussion so far. But I will say it again, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think right now this is a good idea, but we will find out right now.
But now the question is, where do you put your mods? We've changed the concept of modding Railjack by introducing something called the plexus. So the plexus is an item unique to you that no matter whose Railjack you go on, whether yours or someone else's, it brings your loadout with you. So you're no longer sort of held hostage by what battle mods or battle avionics your host's Railjack has, because you can bring your own. So for example...
Okay. So, just on that one, the idea that I can go on someone else's Railjack and not find their Railjack absolute resident sleeper mode because they don't use any battle avionics, that's good. But the question is, what other things of Railjack will only be tied to you? That's the big question.
On login, players will have a way to configure their plexus right at the front and center of their orbiter.
This is good. I do like this. I actually do like this.
So if I go into my orbiter's plexus mod now, I can see the following. First, I can see that the plexus has an aura slot. That means I can bring all of these attributes to whatever Railjack I go on, whether it's my...
Huh? Railjacks are now going to have auras as well? Okay. Who asked for this?
Mine or someone else's. So in your squad of 4, you all get an aura slot. So one of you could bring a defensive one, some of you could bring an offensive one. It's up to you, and it works towards the Railjack's general co-op nature. Then there's the 8 integrated slots that simply are the avionics you may have been familiar with. So whether you want your turret damage to be better, you can simply slot these in and they'll work for you regardless of whose Railjack you're on. Then there's the battle avionics.
See, this is the part that I was worried about. This is the part that I was worried about. Yeah. We'll get around to it. We'll get around to it, David. Hey, Sonny boy, how's it going? This is the part that I was worried about. I hope they address this, because what's going to happen is we're going to have people jump on the Railjack, and suddenly your Railjack has a certain amount of health. But then as soon as they jump off the Railjack and someone else jumps back on, guess what? The Railjack has a different amount of health, or has less health because nobody's on the Railjack. At that point, not having a pilot is even... Well, first off, not having a pilot is a bad idea to begin with. But secondly, not having a pilot is now even worse. I don't know. I don't know. Do you see the polarity? Yeah, I see the polarities, mate. I see the polarities. I don't know if I can get in on it. I don't know if I can get on board with this.
So these are the powers. But now it's different. You can, by default, bring your power...
What the hell is going on with particle wrap? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Huh? Wait. Huh? That doesn't... Is this necessary? Anyway.
Powers with you. So a Railjack host no longer determines what you can cast when you're using the side guns or the pilot seat. You bring your own avionics. So I can use Void Hole, Particle Ram, and
to some extent, this is cool.
Because I have it on my
To
Plexus.
some extent.
And then there's the tactical avionics. These are the ones that when you pull up your tactical menu, you can cast. And again, now you bring your own. So all of this has been moved to the player level so that you can have more choice on what you bring to a Railjack mission. Another little bonus is now you have configs so that you can actually
the configurations are good.
Depending on
the fact that we can do configurations is good.
You're playing. So that's all there as well for you to explore. So this is the switch from avionics to mods, and this is the introduction of the Plexus.
But does
so
it
when
take,
you log in, you're going to want to make sure that you check out your Plexus and get modding. Otherwise, you're going to be going in empty-handed.
No, this is from your own resources. The battle avionics. Oh, they said something about that. We'll get around to it in a sec. They said something about that, Sonny. They said something about in a dev stream previously, but that's something that I'm not particularly on board with either. But we'll see.
Now let's talk about Dirac to Endo. Dirac was the resource you used, found only in Railjack, to rank up your avionics. Since avionics are gone, Dirac is also gone. And in its place is Endo, the currency we know and love to rank up our mods. That means that when you log in,
This is actually not a bad idea. To take all of your Dirac and just... If the idea is to take all of your Dirac and convert it straight to Endo, that's actually not a bad idea. I remember our late friend Thanatos, one of his greatest complaints about Railjack, the Warframe in general, is just that there's way too many currencies, and that every single time a new thing shows up, guess what? We have a new currency. So this is actually a good idea. Okay. Yeah. So the fact that Dirac is apparently going to become Endo, that's good.
all of your Dirac will turn into Endo. It's going to be
Endo
just
farm,
swapped,
probably.
and any Dirac you invested in your grid will be reimbursed. So if, like me, you maxed your avionics grid, you will...
Hang on. But now people ribbon rolling going to take away from your Railjack and vice versa. Ribbon rolling? No. Ribbon rolling requires Kuva, not Endo.
get back 39,000 Endo, not...
Whoa, hold on. Let's go for that.
Maxed your avionics grid, you will get back 39,000...
Wait, hold on.
Into Endo. It's going to be just swapped, and any Dirac you invested in your grid will be reimbursed. So if, like me, you maxed your avionics grid, you will get back 39,000 Endo, not Dirac. So this will be something that on login you'll notice, and you'll want to make sure you go in and rank up your Railjack mods using Endo, not Dirac, because it's gone.
Okay.
Now let's talk Intrinsics 2.0. We've made a lot of changes to the Intrinsics system.
Here we go.
You still earn your Intrinsics simply by playing Railjack, but once you log in, you must respect them. So if you had fully maxed out all your Intrinsics, you're going to need to go back to your Intrinsics management, and you'll be starting from 0 across the board. Let's take a look at how far I've gone since the respec. I still have lots of Intrinsics points to spend, and I've only...
Why, Rebecca? Why?
done about half of them because I wanted to take this opportunity to show you what's changed.
Oh, okay.
This isn't going to be the full list in the video. The dev workshop will have that, but this will at least explain to you some of the broader changes that come and why. First,
Hockey Bukisa, I get the feeling that what's going to happen with all of our avionics is that they're also going to get reset. So we basically have to go in and just start from scratch, pretty much. That's what I think is going to happen. Like a full-on reset.
we wanted to connect more to all the main components of Warframe. As you know, Necromechs exist, and they are old war technology. Railjack is old war technology. So we've started to provide some connective tissue insofar as some of the more underwhelming intrinsics
Rank 5
from
tactical,
before
deploy
have turned
mech.
into things like deploy mechs in all missions. So yes, that means what you think it means. If you progress through your tactical intrinsics ranks, you'll be able to deploy your mech wherever you want, whenever you want. And other intrinsics will either make your mech stronger. So for example, the engineers will be able to have a buffed mech, as you can see here, and so on. We've also removed some of the less popular intrinsics and tried to replace them with something a little more fun. So rank 10 piloting.
Blink! Railjack blink. Railjack blink alert. Hold on. Let me bring up my thing. Hold on. Hold on. Railjack blink alert. Where is my avion? Where is my oh crap, where's my Intrinsics Rework? Ah, here it is. Railjack blink alert. Did I not call it or did I not call it? Pilot. Did I not have a blink thing involved? Ram enhance agility, full barrel roll. I swear I had something for blinking. Maybe not. Oh, I thought I had something for blinking. I don't know, but I vaguely remember saying blinking should be a thing in Railjack.
Used to be pretty underwhelming, and now it's hopefully something that's a bit more skill-based and a great pilot can pull off, because you can do a Railjack blink, so you can teleport your Railjack. And of course, some very big news on this screen that people have been waiting a long time for, which is the debut of the Command Intrinsic. Now, I've already ranked mine up to 2, so what that means is I've already unlocked the first slot.
Wait, double V, what do you mean? One thing, in the video it says all missions, but apparently it's only for Railjack now?
And now I can command my crew to do various tasks.
Unlock your first crew member.
So once you've unlocked your first crew member...
Hang on, let's read this. Unlock your first crew member. So my camera's blocking it, sorry guys. Unlock your first crew member, which we know that's going to be rank 1, obviously. Second one is you can command your crew to do different things, which they spelt wrong. Rank 3, unlock the second crew member. Rank 4 allows your crew members to have weapons. And then etc, 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 etc. Okay.
The first thing you're going to want to do is go to Ticker. So let's go visit Ticker and see what she has to say. We have made it to Ticker on Fortuna.
Wait, isn't Ticker a guy?
Crew is really as simple as talking to Ticker and clicking the hire Railjack crew members. Now, every day there will be new crew members available for hire, and who you hire can
look at that. The crew members are actually going to be, well, as of right now anyway, they're going to be available for Railjack resources as well as just credits. By the way, these prices are dirt cheap.
Depend on what you're looking for in your crew, and their prices are determined by how much a certain syndicate likes you. So for example, Steel Meridian and I get along great, which means I actually get to hire Kudus at a discount. But when it comes to New Loka, Feline and I can hire Feline, but at double the price that someone
this is good.
to New Loka
I like
would.
this.
Of course, let me know in the comments who your syndicate is so that you can, battle it out with other Tenno on which syndicate is indeed the best. Spoiler, well, I won't say who it is. But nevertheless, I can hop on in here, take a look at Kudus, and see that they actually have quite a high endurance stat, whereas Feline has a...
Oh, Ticker actually is transgender? I didn't know. Okay, I apologize.
A high gunnery stat. So what that means is the different competencies of different crew members will be something that you can upgrade to a degree. So over time, you'll be able to assign a certain amount of points to increase their skills and competencies. So for now, I'll hire this very apt gunner and take a look at managing them in my dry dock. I've made
what?
Apt gunner increase their skills and competencies.
Hold on.
For now, I'll hire this very apt gunner and take a look at managing them.
Oh, you need wait, you need slots? How is this going to work? You need slots for this? The list if... Oh, Savage, we'll look at the list in a second. I'll actually go onto the forum thread as well, okay? But, slots?
I'm in my dry dock. I've made it to my dry dock, and what you will find is dry docks have been added to certain relays. So if you never built a dry dock in your clan dojo, no problem, you can go ahead and head to the 2nd or 3rd tier relays to manage your crew and all things Railjack. So my crew are here. I have a handful of crew that I've already hired, but I'll go ahead and equip my recently hired Feline, and I can take a look and see that I can in fact train them to have a bit more competencies. So we know they're a great gunner, but maybe I want their endurance to just be a tad higher. And I'll just go ahead and do that. Obviously, this is placeholder because it is
4
the
for
dev
free.
build.
You can equip
As
4 but not
see,
use more.
the points have been assigned, and Feline is feeling pretty good about their endurance and gunnery. You can also equip your crew with weapons that you just have in your arsenal. You can customize them, and much, much more.
Cool.
It's worth noting that the crew is designed for solo play, meaning that if you want to go with yourself and up to 3 crew members, you're free to do so. Once you start doing public matchmaking, however, public Tenno will take the slots of your crew. So if you want a full AI crew, go solo. Otherwise, as other Tenno join your squad, they'll be taking the place of the AI crew members.
This is good. I think this makes the most sense. It wouldn't make sense, honestly, at this point with Railjack being so dirt easy, it would not make sense to be able to have a crew of players alongside a crew of AIs. But I could see them potentially changing on this decision if Steel Path Railjack becomes a thing. If Steel Path Railjack becomes a thing, I could see a reason to be able to have a full crew of AI and a full crew of players. Potentially, we'll see. But for the time being, the fact that players will replace AI, that makes sense to me.
The next part of our dev workshop is the inclusion of a new component for Railjacks. The hull materials will sort of be the new health and armor values for your Railjack. So while a player's plexus will have aura mods that speak to upgrading these stats, the Railjack itself will have this part.
This is good. This is very good. This actually fixes the one problem that I had with the plexus, is it called? This is the one thing that actually fixes this probably fixes the one problem that I have with the plexus, which is like it didn't make any sense to me whatsoever until we hear about this. That someone could join my ship and suddenly my health changes massively. Someone could then join my ship and suddenly my health changes drastically. This is good. This is very good. I like it. I am now almost completely on board, I think, with the plexus. I am now almost completely on board with the plexus.
Built in, so it's not entirely riding the upgrade system of
But Bulkhead is still a mod, so how does that work though? That's why I'm almost completely on board. Almost.
Mods.
There's still bits and pieces of it that doesn't make any sense, but I am way more on board with this now. Does that make sense?
This is something you can look to earning or researching before you go out on your first mission.
Whoa, hold on.
Entirely riding the upgrade system of avionics or mod.
Sorry, I missed the entire
For
part.
mods that speak to upgrading these stats, the Railjack itself will have this part built in, so it's not entirely riding the upgrade system of avionics or mods. So this is something you can look to earning or researching before you go out on your first mission.
There is one thing though. It does mean that every single Railjack is going to be some form of tanky. I think that's what's going to happen. Here's the big question. Are there going to be hull materials Mark III? Are there going to be Levan hull materials Mark III? Are there going to be Vidar hull materials Mark III? Are there going to be hull materials that give a certain bonus in some other way that would be more useful than, say, the hull materials that just gives you a giant bunch of hull? Would there perhaps be, say, a Z-key hull materials that works in a similar fashion to the Z-key shield array, where the Z-key shield array currently gives you the least amount of shields as a number, but it gives you the fastest regeneration of that shield? Would a Z-key hull materials, for example, therefore give you not as much hull, not as much Railjack health, but give you a much higher Railjack health regeneration? I think that would be a thing. Given there is a Sigma one, why not? Well, there are no branded ordinances. So, Tycho Seeker, there's only the Sigma. Milati dumbfire missiles, there's only the Sigma. There are no branded versions of ordinances. So I don't know if there are branded versions of hull materials. And consider this. She's currently using a Levan shield array and a Vidar engines, but she's only using a Sigma hull materials. Why is that? Maybe there is a Zetki hull materials. Why not show that? That way, we alleviate confusion. But we'll see. We'll see. That being said, though, acceleration, vector maneuver, cost reduction. Vector maneuver, cost reduction? Oh, that's really... Oh, I'm very excited about that. But I'm sweating big time. Wearing this in this weather is not the right idea. But either way, hull does not appear to have a hull recharge delay stat. So I don't know. We'll see.
We're also making improvements to matchmaking. Right now in Railjack, when you try and start a mission from certain parts of the star chart, you'll often be told to go to your dry dock. It's a bit more difficult to join a public squad or to start your own compared to core Warframe, so we're just making sure it obeys the type of logic that the base game has when you wish to start a mission. Meaning that when you go and click a node, if you're on public and there's no squad there, you'll simply start your own rather than having to go all the way out to a separate star chart. This is a huge streamlining effort to make sure that more people can connect or just access Railjack faster. Now to talk early adopters.
That's fine.
On login, you may be eligible for some.
Wait.
Now to talk early adopters.
Okay.
On login, you may be eligible for
Hello,
some
early
rewards.
adopters. What's up?
If you're in a clan that's built a dry dock, on login, you will get the exclusive commemorative Railjack statue. This statue is something that signifies that you were part of the original Railjack fleet, and you can put it anywhere you'd like in your dojo.
Members of House Yami will have access to this statue. So if you wish to see the statue, join House Yami today. We will have this statue, and I will put it smack bang in the middle of the main area of the clan dojo, okay? 1000%. Why have 2 Railjack access points?
As for
I don't know.
individual rewards, there's 3 tiers, and it depends on how much wreckage you've actually made. The full table is available in the dev workshop, but a summary is essentially Tier 1 gets a certain amount of mods and resources, Tier 2 gets everything Tier 1 gets, plus more endo and a lot more resources, and Tier 3 gets everything Tier 2 and Tier 1 gets, and a legendary core, Umbra Forma, and much, much more to help.
Hold on. How much wreckage is required for Tier 3? Define wreckage. I don't follow. You have to get 30 wreckage built? Built? 30 wreckage built? I don't even know how much wreckage I've built. I can build a ton though. That's easy. I can build a ton. But I don't know how many I've built. Let me have a look. But how? There's only 12 slots? Is it built throughout the entirety of the Railjack career? Let's find out. Built or claimed? We're gonna need some, I think we're going to need some good old-fashioned, what's the word we're looking for here? Clarification by DE on this one, mate. 12 slots, but you can get more with plat. Oh. Isn't wreckage the other one? No, wreckage is, so, there's wreckage. So you can get 30 wreckage maxed to hold on to. There are 20 components and armaments. So I think wreckage is the stuff that we melt for Dirac, which I burn on a regular basis. I'm gonna need clarification on this, DE, because I'm a little bit worried that this could potentially screw up a lot of people. Because people such as myself, Hockey Bukusa, anyone in the Railjack Outpost Discord channel, we have, if there is a stat on our profile that says how many wreckages we have grabbed, is there a thing that says how many wreckages we've grabbed? No, there is not. if there is a stat that says how many wreckages we've grabbed, I bet you bottom dollar. Hey, Seabags. We're not up to there yet. We're still watching the thing. But if we're going by how many wreckages you have grabbed throughout your entire Railjack career, you can bet your bottom dollar that me and Hokibukusa are probably in the several hundreds. Probably in the several hundreds. So we'll see what that actually means.
Help you on your Warframe journey. The last thing to talk about is armaments. One change we've made.
Okay, so apparently on the website, player has completed at least 3 wreckages. I don't know what that means. I actually don't know what that means. But either way, I currently have 20 wreckages completed, if that makes sense. I have 20 wreckages completed. So if I want to complete another one, which one do I have? Vida engines. So let's say if I want to build this one. And then in 11 hours, it would tell me... Ah! Wait, didn't it say 20 out of 20? But hey, hold on. I can hold up to 27. Do I need 3 more slots? I can hold up to 27. But if I want to buy more slots, hang on, is there a wreckage slot? I don't know. I don't know. We'll investigate later. We'll investigate later. Was it 27 the entire time? Okay, well, I wasn't paying attention then. Anyway, let's just continue. Because Rebecca only... Wait, why does Rebecca only have 16 slots? I'm a bit lost. Okay, David is saying... I don't have any more wreckage. There's 2 parts to this on the forum listing, Kate. One is wreckage, but for tier 1 it mentions all... It mentions or wait, for tier 4. If it's claimed and not melted, then I don't get it. I only have 18. Assume worst case scenario, Kate, it built 30 separate Mark 3 rapid... Yeah, I'm a bit confused. You have to buy slots with plat? When the hell did I buy this many slots then? James, I don't remember buying a single weapon slot. Hell, I don't even remember maxing out my weapons to the point where I would even need slots. The entire time, I was running on the premise that if I needed a slot, I would just melt a weapon that I've already built. So... I don't even know what's the dealio with this one. Anyway, DE, please clarify, what does that mean? Let's continue.
Made to armaments is the actual resource costs associated with researching and finishing your wreckage. So the simple goal here is less grind and...
Wait, hold on, what was that?
One change we've made to armaments is the actual resource costs associated with researching and finishing your wreckage. So the simple goal here is less grind, and what that means is resource costs to build the wreckage you find is much cheaper.
Was this necessary? Chat, has anyone found the repair costs of wreckage to be particularly bad? Has this been a problem? I don't know. This has been a problem? Okay. Well then, evidently I'm not down with the youth, because I never thought it was a problem, but... Okay, sure. In that case, this is good.
So this is just a minor change, but it's one that will let you build, experiment, and valence transfer weapons much easier
In the beginning
without so much of a resource cost.
Fair enough.
Now we are on to part 2, what's changing in missions. First, we'll board our Railjack to take a look at the reconstructed interior.
Oh,
Certainly
no.
the first thing you're going to notice when you're playing Railjack after this update is that the inside is smaller. So what that means is we've taken what we felt to be too big a space that was a little too ineffective to traverse and made it smaller. This is pretty obvious if you're familiar with your Railjack, but if not, I'll explain a little bit about what's changed. First, there used to be an additional room here before you could get to your cargo bay. The cargo bay down here is now accessible right below the Arcwing Slingshot. The Arcwing Slingshot is still at the top of your ramp here, and you can...
Let's compare. Let's compare. So this room right here has been made shorter. This room right here has been made shorter. This entire section right here, gone. Which I guess makes sense. It doesn't exactly fit much of a purpose except for giving... Well... I mean, it serves the purpose of giving enemy boarders more areas to walk around at. But... Experts at hand. Yeah, I don't know. And so obviously this area here has basically been moved here. Is that what Gaz actually said? I mean, it does make sense, but I mean, that actually is correct. I don't know. This is gonna be one of those things where I don't like it right now, but I'll get used to it and then not care. But I never thought this was a problem. And I feel like a lot of people didn't think it was a problem, but at the same time there were a lot of people who I wonder if they actually played Railjack to begin with, who thought it was a problem. Also, this door, gone. Actually, doors in general, gone? Did she even go through a door?
That was a little too...
Oh no, there are doors. Okay, there's still doors.
To traverse and made it smaller. This is pretty obvious if you're familiar with your Railjack, but if not, I'll explain a little bit about what's changed. First, there used to be an addition...
So yeah, door. This door right here, which is like this, which was meant to be here. This door, whoops. This door, gone. Finger room is useless. Maybe it's not going to be as useless moving forward. We'll see.
Additional room here before you could get to your cargo bay. The cargo bay down here is now accessible right below the Arcwing Slingshot.
I mean, this is not bad.
The Arcwing Slingshot is still at the
I still
top
think it's unnecessary,
your,
but it's not bad.
ramp here, and you can still access it the same way you used to. But now
there's 2 exits in the finger room, though.
Immediately drop down to the cargo bay.
Well, it's kind of a sort of a
That's
U
one of the more
thing.
dramatic changes on the back end of the ship. But at the midpoint of your ship, you'll notice the turrets have moved.
Ha!
So no longer are the turrets flanks of the ship. They're actually now in line with the pilot's flight. So
Ha!
before, you used to be perpendicular, and now you're parallel. Now that we find ourselves in...
Wait, where are they? Rebecca, you can't just say that. Where are they? Where are they?
Are the turrets flanks of the ship?
No, why
They're
wouldn't you
actually
show where they
now
are?
in line with
Where
the
are
pilot's
they?
flight. So
No!
before, you used to be perpendicular, and now you're parallel. Now that we find...
Top floor? You reckon it's this? Or do you reckon it's this? No, it wouldn't be this. There's no way it's this. Do you reckon it's this? Turrets are in back and above pilot. In the back? No, that's Arsenal. Yeah, that's the Arsenal. You reckon... So you reckon the turrets have... Instead of being here... They're now going to be in this room? I'm a little bit conflicted about that, but okay.
You'll notice the turrets have moved. So no longer are the turrets flanks of the ship, they're actually now in line with the pilot's flight. So before, you used to be perpendicular, and now you're parallel.
Wait, what? Why is there a hole here? I don't get it. Wait. That doesn't look like an arsenal. That actually doesn't look like an arsenal, folks. You reckon she's right there? Because that doesn't look like an arsenal. You know what that looks like? That looks like the forward artillery gun. You see that harness?
You'll notice the turrets have moved. So no longer are the turrets flanks of the ship, they're actually now.
You see that? You see that? Doesn't that look like this? Doesn't that look like this, chat?
In line with the pilot's flight. So before,
I think that's where the side guns are.
And now you're parallel.
Or not the side guns anymore.
Now that we find ourselves in a mission, we should take a look at what's changed beyond just the layout of the Railjack. The first change.
Ooh, they added a window. Sorry, I'm really nitpicking right now, but ooh, they added a window. And no door, or rather, they expanded this window. I like that.
We should take a look at what's changed beyond just the layout of the Railjack. The first change is something pilots have been requesting, and that's the removal of the stamina bar. Yep, that means you can go and sustain your sprint speed for as long as you want. Skilled pilots will be able to not only go fast and maneuver, but also make the most of their drift. They'll be able to navigate obstacles at high speeds, while making sure they can get from point A to B by optimizing their drift and sustained movements. An important note about this, though, is pilots kind of have it all. They can shoot, they can cast powers.
No stamina park in the chat right now.
There's a cost. We'll find out.
Lead the charge of where your Railjack's going. For this reason, we made one minor change, which is that pilots cannot shoot and sprint at the same time. It's a minor change that we'll be watching feedback for.
Oh, that's fine.
We wanted to make sure that gunners had a really good role while the pilot was out there navigating the
you know
Railjack.
what? That's fine. That's fine. I have no problem with that, TBH. I mean, it was already... I mean, let's be real here. Let's be absolutely real here for a second. Right? Let's be absolutely real here for a second. When you're moving your ship so bloody fast and you're trying to shoot something that's also moving, it's very difficult to aim. As a pilot, you're not missing out on much. The gunners, on the other hand, good luck. Good luck aiming for things while the pilot is going nuts. But this is good. This is very, very good, yeah? Yeah, this is very, very good. I like it a lot, Hans. Why am I speaking like a German person, or rather a racist German person? Why am I speaking in this accent? I don't know, but this is very good. I like this. I like this.
Throughout all the missions. So, pilots, you're pretty good at driving around your Railjack. You're great at casting powers, but the one change is that you just can't shoot while you're sprinting. Another thing that's changed is the change from group resource pools to individual. We've taken the onus off the squad as a whole to manage resource.
Oh, here we go. It's the individual resource pool meme. Before Rebecca begins on this, from what I understand of it right now, I don't like this at all. Let's hear what she has to say about it.
Resource pools to individual. We've taken the onus off the squad as a whole to manage resources for everyone and moved it back to the player. So that means things like Revelite are now managed by each individual player aboard the Railjack. So your ammo pool belongs to just you. So it's not just Revelite that's changed, it's also energy. Flex energy, which is what you built to cast your battle avionics, is gone. It's removed from the game. What's replacing it to cast your battle mods is your existing Warframe loadouts. So that means Warframes with flow or prime flow, your energy pool will now determine what you can cast when you're piloting or side gunning on your Railjack. So things like Xenuric's energy regen.
Who asked for this? Who asked for this? How will this work with Lavos? I have no idea. I guess you can't use battle avionics if you're using Lavos. Who asked for this? I mean, that helps stop the freeload leeches, I guess. But who? No, I don't know. This doesn't sound like a good idea to me. I don't know. I don't know, man. Lavos and Hildren, two warframes that don't have energy. What do you do?
Generation, energy restores, warframe abilities that help you regenerate energy will all be helpful as you are now just using core warframe to sustain and cast powers with your Railjack. So, for example, if I wanted to drop an energy restore here, take my Excalibur Umbra, hop on the pilot seat, my warframe's energy pool is now fueling the Railjack. So every ability I cast comes straight from my warframe's energy pool.
Wait, hold on. 245. 345. Oh dear Christ. I don't think this is a good idea. No, I don't think this is a good idea, folks. And also, like someone said, what does the Forge do then? The Forge just makes Revelite, I guess. But does it though? Where's teamwork? Yeah, what is teamwork? It goes with the lore? No, it doesn't. Doesn't make any sense. No, the lore, it doesn't even make sense from a lore perspective. Why would your Warframe energy be that fuels the Railjack's abilities? How does that make sense? It should be the Railjack's energy that fuels the Railjack's abilities. What do engineers do? DE? That's the big question. What do engineers do now? So forging flux is now gone, which is like 95% of what you're supposed to be doing as an engineer anyway. Forging munitions doesn't ever happen because unless super long survival missions exist, you're not really going to be ever running out of those munitions anytime soon. Revelite? But apparently it's individual, so what does that mean? Forward artillery. The engineer is now existing purely to forge forward artillery shots. That's it. Is that it? Read the forum post in the side window. Ranks of engineer can still make dome charges. No, David. Listen. I'm saying in a normal mission, what does an engineer do? That's what I'm saying. In a normal mission, what does the engineer do? I'm not saying what can they do. I'm saying what will they do in a normal mission. If you want to be a dedicated engineer, what do you do? Because you're not going to be forging any flux energy anymore because that doesn't exist. So, will you be forging a lot of Revelite? Not if your pilot actually knows what they're doing. So, will you be forging a lot of ordnances? Highly unlikely, because even right now, like in a normal mission, your ordnances are never ever used up. So, will that happen? I don't know. I'm assuming you have rank 10 engineering. Assuming you have rank 10 engineering. We'll look at the forum posts, because you know how I said like engineers need more stuff to do? This is like the complete opposite of that. This change right now is like the complete opposite of what I said engineers should get. Engineers need more things to do. Need to be able to do more things. Need to be able to use their skills, use their intrinsics to do more things. Right now, this is the direct opposite of that. Engineers are literally losing things to do right now. So I don't know what's going on here.
My Warframe's energy pool is now fueling the Railjack. So every ability I cast comes straight from my Warframe's energy pool. We've all...
Check the full change list in the post for intrinsics. It's got some good stuff. Okay. We'll look at that afterwards, okay? We'll look at the forum post afterwards.
Also changed what malfunctions and hazards do to your Railjack. Before, Things like fire damage would deal damage to the ship over time. And now we've changed it so that they have different gameplay effects. So
Okay.
while there will still be hazards that you will want to take care of, they have a bit more of a different role in what happens to you and your Railjack if you leave them there over time.
Okay. Chat. Do they go into the details in the forum post? Because what she just said is just way too vague. Do they actually go into the details in the forum post? Because it's short detailed? Okay, let's just continue then.
Another thing that's changing with Railjack in missions is the unification of damage types. So when we launched Railjack, what we did was we made Railjack versions of damage types, things like Ionic and Plasma. What these were just Railjack versions of the damage types you had actually already spent time learning. Impact, puncture, slash. These are all coming to Railjack. What that means is everything you've learned from your base elements to your physical types will be making an appearance on all weaponry in Railjack combat. So the Railjack types are gone and the unified existing core Warframe damage types are here. The last...
Well, I guess that means that Arcwix can finally use corrosive in Railjack, but I'll say this right now. Honestly, I would have preferred the other way around. I kind of think the other way around would have been better. Because let's have a look. Let's have a look at what the dealio is. In normal Warframe, with the normal Warframe one, i.e. things like corrosive, magnetic, yada yada yada, you've got a bunch of damage types that essentially do similar things except against different enemies. What do I mean? Corrosive versus magnetic. What do they do? Corrosive just basically reduces the amount of armor that a target has. Magnetic just reduces the amount of shields that a target has. Essentially the same thing, just against different types of enemies. Put them together, what do you end up with? You end up with something called plasma damage. Plasma procs literally do the exact same thing. You know? So there's that. Then you have gas/toxin. They're all some form of... Oh, and heat. They're all some form of damage over time. Now, granted, there's a lot more nuance when it comes to gas/toxin heat. Sure. Well, maybe not gas. But /toxin heat. There's a lot more nuance involved. Sure. But they're all ostensibly some form of damage over time. You put them all together, well, you put most of them together, and what do you end up with? You end up with something called, well, it's actually just called heat damage. It's just straight incendiary damage. Radiation damage is unique, and that's fine. Railjack had something like that. It's called chem damage. And then you had blast damage, which is blast procs, which are kind of useless. We also have something that's a little bit on the useless side, in my opinion. They're called ionic procs. They kind of function the same way. I feel like the damage side of the damage procs that are available in Railjack were basically a much more simplified way of using the damage procs that are available in Railjack in normal missions. So if anything, I personally kind of feel like it would have made more sense to go the other way around. You know, the other way around than to do this way, which is to remove the Railjack stuff and replace it with the normal stuff. Now, obviously, the counter argument is, well, most people know about the normal stuff and not the Railjack stuff. Therefore, don't shove the Railjack stuff down people's throats, because more people are understanding of the normal stuff. So obviously, I think that's why, obviously that's why they did it, right? But I think if you look at it from a purely objective sense, I don't think you can make an argument, or rather, I don't think you can convince me that it would be a better idea to move with the Railjack, to get rid of the Railjack stuff and move and put in the normal stuff, when a lot of the Railjack stuff is basically simplified, combined, normal stuff. Does that make sense? Anyway, just a bit of a random ass tirade. Let's just keep going. See ya, Noah.
Section of part.
Oh, Noah, to answer your question, cursor effects. Google it.
2 is talking about node changes. So when we say node changes, what we mean is node changes to what you know to be Earth, Saturn, and Veil Proxima. There's some choice there for nodes, but there's not really a lot of meaningful choice, with the only option being skirmish, or at least it seems that way until you memorize what points of interest live on what nodes, and then what. It comes down for us to too much repetition of a very small set of nodes, and a lot of Railjack just being flat out ignored. For what we believe to be the healthier new direction for Railjack, we are making some changes by removing some of the existing Grineer nodes. The addition of the Corpus Proxima regions will introduce many new types of missions to play, and they'll say more than skirmish. We'll also be adding some Corpus regions to the Veil Proxima, meaning that there will be higher level content of both factions in the furthest reaches of space. And generally speaking, this does mean that the Guian Point node is going away. And we don't make that decision lightly, and we hope that there is an understanding of why that particular node, among others, have been removed for Railjack's health. The reasons really do come down to taking what was good about Guian Point, which was a quick turnaround and a high affinity reward, and trying to put it into the objectives within Railjack itself, so that the diversity of content gets played more than just one node over and over again. Now part 3, what will keep...
I'm gonna need more details about that. Because yes, the removal of Guian Point, apparently. I thought it was Guian Point, but apparently not. The removal of Guian Point. That is going to really put a wrench in...
F in the chat for John Point.
For John Point. John Point? The Railjack Affinity Farm is going to change. Now, I don't know if there is a way to still do a Railjack Affinity Farm. We're going to have to keep our eyes peeled for this one, guys. I don't know if this is actually the full-on death knell of the Railjack Affinity Farm, or if this is just the partial death knell of the Railjack Affinity Farm. There might be an alternative solution, but we'll have to have a look. More importantly, we'll have to look at what remains, especially in Veil Proxima. If my understanding is correct, and that Earth, Venus, Saturn, Neptune, Pluto Proximas, all 5 of these are going to be sort of the easier modes Proximas. But if Veil Proxima is like the super duper mega hard Proxima, perhaps there is an alternative solution. Wait for it. Okay, let's just keep going then.
Keep you playing with this update. There's a lot to it because Corpus Railjack has come. Corpus Railjack not only brings new Proxima regions with varying difficulty, it also brings the strongest integration yet of core Warframe to Railjack content. So what that means is you'll be playing a Warframe defense mission, but you'll have all of Railjack around it to get you more affinity and more rewards and just a different...
I will say this, one thing that's missing that I'm not liking right now is the fact that the Steel Path thing is missing. Is there going to be Steel Path Railjack? DE? Is there going to be Steel Path Railjack?
Experience. We'll also have tried and true like Exterminate. So this is another one of the first Warframe mission modes I think we ever released has now arrived to Railjack with all of the Railjack wrapping to it. And then there's 2 other things that are new to the Corpus Railjack regions. The first is Orphix is back. So this means that the Orphix Venom event, which had your mechs and your Warframes and your operators playing with the operation on the build, is now here permanently in Railjack. What that means is you can go through varying difficulties if you start...
Neuro, if they're going to see how the base reacts, we're never gonna get Steel Path Railjack at this point. Because remember, the community couldn't even handle Railjack.
Venus or want to go all the way out to the Veil, so that you can earn arcanes within the missions. So this is an alternate path to earning arcanes if you don't want to do Eidolons, or perhaps while it's day during the Plains of Eidolon. What this also means is that in one mission, you're using your Railjack, your Warframe, your Operator, and your Mech. So it's certainly the combination of all things Warframe. And we also have a brand new mission type. Volatile is a mission type that is pretty co-op intensive in that you have to be paying attention.
Volatile is a pretty co-op intensive Railjack mission. Prepare for everyone to complain that this is too difficult for solo players.
On how to blow up the reactor of a Corpus ship, and then of course end by perhaps taking down the ship itself. The last section of our workshop, what comes next? Well, there's quite a few things. First, you may have noticed that we didn't mention Void Storms or Relics as new content in the new Railjack, and that's because we're actually moving it to Update 30. There's just too much, frankly, as you can probably tell by the length of this video and pages, that including Void Storms and Relics would probably put some of the quality at risk, more so than all of these changes already have. So it's okay though. We think thematically, in fact we know thematically, that the Void Storms are going to be extremely related to Call of the Tempestari, which is the name of Update 30. Sevagoth and his quest are firmly placed in Void Storms, so it'll make sense to release it all at once.
You know AI is going to be there?
You can expect Void Storms is the ability...
Oh yeah, no, AI is going to be there. But will it prevent people from complaining that Railjack is too anti-solo player? Of course not. Of course not.
To crack relics in Railjack. So the...
Remember, this is a community who can play that Hazards were a thing despite the fact that fire suppression existed to this day. So, I mean...
Relic hunting and the relic cracking using Fisher missions will be possible in Railjack when Void Storms launch. So you'll be able to take to the skies instead of sticking to the main star chart, depending on what you want to do. Cool. Another thing, of course, to look forward to is Update 30, Call of the Tempestari. This update is a classic Warframe quest. It's going to take you to the far reaches of Void Storms and Railjack as a solo quest to learn about Sevagoth and the Tempestari.
I can't wait for people to complain that this quest is too difficult for solo players.
Upcoming villains to come as well in this quest. And when I say hint, I mean Corpus Liches, aka Queen Pins, which is going to be more in the Update 30.5 realm of content. So Update 30 will come, it will bring Sevagoth, it will bring a quest and a few more things. And then down the road, we will have Corpus Queen Pins launching, which of course will bring a whole bunch of new characters and personalities to fall in love with, as well as
I think Void Storms are going to be dope.
And new boss fights in the Railjack arenas. So you can look forward to all of that and more beyond the update that we have for you in the next couple of weeks. We should mention that the PC player base is getting update 29.10 and that the console player base is getting update 30, and all of this at once. So the way it's going to split out is PC is going to be receiving update 29.10 first, then all platforms at the same time are going to get update 30. So Call of the Tempestari and the lore content within it will be celebrated as a community rather than staggered, but the console community will receive all of this and that lore content in one go. So it's going to come in PC in the next 2 weeks. Hopefully you made it through this video, and hopefully you can read the dev workshop if you want more details on anything I talked about here today.
Okay. MR29, only 20 hour person says Lavos is the worst frame. Hi MR players. I mean, probably watched a certain YouTuber and thought, yeah, it's bad. Okay, let's have a look at the dev workshop. Let's have a look at the dev workshop. Here it is. Okie dokie. I'm going to include this in the video, so this is going to be a very long video. Here we go. In the next update we deploy on PC will be update 29.10. Ooh. Warframe has several key strengths that have helped it, yada 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 yada, flow, blade gun, yada 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 yada. Okay, enter Railjack, yada 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 yada, as we revisit, yada yada yada. Okay, this is all just stuff. Okay, what will happen on login? Okay, we've talked about that, we've talked about that. Stamina's gone, crab emojis, corpus Railjack, yada 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 yada. Okay, avionics to mods. Okay. Avionics have become mods. We already know about that. Awesome. Okay, cool beans, whatever. Let me just take that off. Okay, plexus. So the thing is called the plexus. Which we kind of talked about. They already talked about. In terms of the battle avionics, all the battle avionics continue to exist. Countermeasures, seeker volley, munitions, vortex, shatterburst, tether, void hole, particle ram. Yeah, that's like, there's a handful of others. Blackout pulse. For some reason, blackout pulse and fiery phoenix isn't in here. Yeah, oh no, fiery phoenix is there. For some reason, blackout pulse isn't in there, lol. Tactical avionics, battle forge, battle stations, breach quanta, fire suppression, which exists, squad renew, void cloak, yada 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 yada. Okay. Okay. How will hyperflux work? Is hyperflux even here? Oh, it is. I wonder how hyperflux will work. We'll find out. Okay, here we go. Intrinsics 2.0. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so I think I need to make this smaller. Nope. Okay. So, first off, you need to respec all your intrinsics when you log in, but because we changed so much, we want to make sure that you go for the fresh start, yada yada yada. Okay, so let's start off with tactical. Tactical level 1, tactical mods and crew tracking, as opposed to being able to... Wait, hold on. Tactical mods and crew tracking. Let's compare. Try this. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I hate that they give console players. Yeah, I know. Alrighty. Let's have a let's start from the beginning. So, oh, for real? For real? So tactical level 1 is still a thing. Oh no, sorry, these are the current... Wait, here's a full table of the current changes. Current changes? Wait, what? Okay, so this is actually going to be what's happening. This is going to be what's coming. So tactical level 1 isn't changed. Tactical level 2 is also not changed, although crew chase camera is going to be moved. Okay. Oh, for real? So the crew chase camera was tactical level 5. So tactical level 5 has moved to tactical level 2 and I think tactical level 1. Fast travel within Railjack. So tactical level 3 is still a thing, and sending commands. Oh, so tactical level 3. Wait, this has always been a thing. Okay. Tactical level 4 isn't changed. Necromechs become deployable in all Railjack missions. Is now tactical level 5. Okay. Tactical mod energy cost. I.e. this one. So that's there. Level 7 is the same as well. Harkwing shenanigans, level 8. Oh god. Oh no, DE, come on! Are you serious? Why are you doubling down? Why the double up? I don't get it. DE, why the double up? Tactical mod cooldown minus 20%. Tactical ability further cooldown 20%. Why the double up? Why the double up? Could you not come up with something more interesting to put in there? And join Warper is tactical level 10. Okay, so not that much of a difference. Not that much of a difference. Now Vov, do we know that? Make the light darker. Do you want to go dark mode? I did an entire bloody tactical intrinsics. Sorry. I did an entire tactical. Is this better, guys? I did an entire tactical avionics. Or rather, I did an entire avionics rework. You could have just grabbed ideas from that. You could have just grabbed ideas from that, DE. But instead, nope. We've still got the double up. Why? Why? This double up is completely unnecessary. And it still has teleport. Oh, yeah, it still has teleport. Why does it still have teleport if the Railjack is smaller? But Josh, you know what that means, right? Because teleport still exists, clearly the smaller Railjack is still too big. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? The fact that the smaller Railjack still has teleport clearly means that the smaller Railjack is still too big. Okay. Piloting level 1 engine boost maneuver. Why? DE, you should have moved this to be something that you have no matter what. Why is engine boost maneuver a piloting level 1? I don't understand that. I don't understand. There's no reason for this to be here. Engine boost maneuver? You mean like engine boost maneuver? Why is this still here, DE? This is not necessary. You don't need to leave this here. This screws over a lot of people who actually want to try a Railjack in the first place, because they don't actually get to bloody boost. Like if you're going to make Railjack available to literally anyone and their dog at the start, you might as well give engine boost. You might as well make engine boost available. Like what? It's because you can tele to crew who are downed. If you're teleporting to crew, you can always do join warp. Join warp is still a thing. Ah, bloody hell. Lateral dodges maneuver. What does that mean? Are you talking about vector maneuver? What the hell does that mean? They will get to boost the second mission. Right, but there's a lot of players who have never tried Railjack before who want to just see if Railjack is for them. But because they can't boost, they're gonna immediately think, "Oh, Railjack's not for me," and then they just leave, and they'll never play Railjack again. Like people, what you gotta realize is that a lot of people who complain, they don't really have the what's the word I'm looking for? They really don't have the patience to even do one mission. Like it's pretty bad. Anyway, 25% less damage while boosting. Wait, what? Huh. So they took piloting level 9. They put piloting level 9 to piloting level 3. And they buffed it. Interesting. Interesting. They put piloting level 9. Wait. Oh. DE. Wait, hold on. 25% less damage while boosting. I'm assuming that's 25% less damage taken. DE. Piloting level 3 and piloting level 5. Oh, sorry. Piloting level 3 and piloting level 9 are doubling up again. Piloting level 9 and piloting level 3 are double ups. What's with the double up, DE? I don't get it. Why do you have such a hard on for double ups? I don't get it. Oh, I don't get it. Okay. Level 4, drift. Wait, hold on, what's this? Pilot level 5. Hat? Pilot level 5. Vacuum radius increased while boosting. Nice. Mark hidden loot dungeons while piloting. What does that mean? What does that mean? None of the boosting should have to be unlocked. It will cause noobs to learn to pilot without boosting. Yeah, that too. I don't know. I'm not particularly good on board with the idea that boosting requires unlocking. I'm not particularly on board with that. What's the idea with them being? Yeah, I don't know what loot dungeon radar means, but I like the vacuum radius increase. I like that. That's cool. Okay, let's see. Evasive pilot. Enemy ram sleds have 25% chance to miss and malfunction, causing them to explode. What? Someone mentioned in chat that apparently you can't destroy ram sleds anymore. Is that true? Or rather, after this, you can't destroy ram sleds with things like tether. Is that true? Is that true? Who? Not true. Wait, then who asked for this? Is this even necessary? Mark hidden loot dungeons while piloting. You reckon? Oh, so you reckon this loot thing will be for sabotage missions? Okay. Why does this exist? Yeah, you can shoot them, seeker them, ram them. Tether blows them up. Oh, tether needs to get nerfed, by the way. I'm sorry, guys, but tether needs to get nerfed. Unless the missions are getting exceedingly hard. If steel parts Railjack exists, then tether doesn't necessarily need to get nerfed. But right now, tether kind of needs to get nerfed. Let's be real here. I'm sorry, guys, but it kind of does. Necromech speed plus 10%. Okay. Cool. Arcwing speed, 20%. Okay. Bit of a waste of 2 perfectly good slots, but sure. Collisions do 2,000 extra damage. So, okay, so piloting level 10 has been moved to piloting level 9, and it's doubling up with piloting level 3. Yeah. And then Railjack blink. When you emerge from the jump, the Railjack will limit a large radial slow that will slow enemies in an area for an amount of time. Okay, interesting. That kind of makes Blackout Pulse even more useless than it already is. I'm gonna be real here, Blackout Pulse? I don't think Blackout Pulse is terribly useful. The idea that I can blink with the Railjack and then slow enemies down, that says to me that Blackout Pulse is about to become even more useless than it already is. If you look at the mod screen, tether caps lower than others. Wait, are you sure? Tether caps at 4. Seeker Volley caps at a giant bunch. Fiery Phoenix also caps at a giant bunch. Huh, okay. Yeah, okay, sure. But David, we're gonna have to see what each interval of the tether thing actually equals. But I get the feeling that since something like Void Hole has so many things, it's probably going to mean that tether doesn't do as much damage anymore. If that's the case, that's good. I think that's good. Because it was just such a hilarious dumpster fire of a balance that tether basically could do everything. You know? So I think that's fine. We'll see. We'll have to see then. Okay, moving on. Wait, does Blackout Pulse even exist? Wait, does Blackout Pulse even exist? So countermeasures, so for whatever reason on this screen, they've kept countermeasures and munitions vortex. Those are your defensive battle avionics. And then for the offensives, they've kept Shatterburst, Ram, and Tether. And then for the supers, they've kept Fiery Phoenix, Void Hole, and Seeker. Chat, am I going blind? Or did they actually remove Blackout Pulse? Have they actually removed Blackout Pulse? I only know like one. honestly, I don't even know if Blackout... hang on. I don't know if anyone's going to be missing Blackout Pulse, TBH. I know of one person who said they unironically used Blackout Pulse. I've not been able to make it work, TBH. I think they removed Blackout Pulse, guys. And with the new pilot level 10, I could see why. It's called default harness rank 5. Huh? Oh no. So how do you level up a harness? What does that mean? Default harness rank 5. And there's gonna be different harnesses? Wait, hold on. What does that mean? What does that mean? What was the best for fast asteroid farming? What, to like blow up asteroids and stuff? It's former? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's just keep going. Because if we just have a quick look here, battle stations, Death Blossom, so they exist. Fire Suppression, Breach Quanta, Squad Renew. Oh no, there's way more. Okay. I think they removed Battle Forge. Oh, sorry, I think they removed Blackout Pulse. Okay, Gunner. Lead indicators and ordnance lock enabled at level 1. Yeah, that's... I personally feel like this should be available right from the start because it's just so difficult to aim at things when you have weapons that have projectiles that are a little bit on the slow side. But, okay. This hasn't changed. Oh! So they did take in one of my suggestions, which I think was to put the two Arcwing slingshot things together. So there we go. Arc melee weapons gain increased range and Huh? Useless? Useless question mark? Z-key harness. Wait. Are you telling... Wait, Hokibukisa. Hokibukisa. Are you telling me that my harmonized reactors idea is about to become harmonized bloody harness ideas? The harmonized bloody harness idea? For those who don't remember, the harmonized reactor idea was to take the avionics grid of something like current Railjack. So, the idea was to take current Railjack and have it so that various bits and bobs, various things, various avionics would cost less depending on the reactor that you're using. Now, if Hoki Bukisa is correct, and there's going to be this idea about, well, not Z-key harness, but there's going to be like, if there's going to be this idea about a certain harness that gives a couple of polarities, then in theory, the harmonized reactor idea may very well exist, but it's not harmonized reactors, it's harmonized harnesses. But I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's keep going. Necromech gun damage increased. Huh? Why Necromech gun damage increased? Why not just say arc gun increased? It should just be arc damage gun increased. Oh, yeah. It should just be arc damage gun increased. Why Necromech? Railjack gun heat minus 20%. Wait, is that not already a thing? Oh yeah, Railjack, okay, so gunner rank 6, exactly the same. Slingshot range plus 50%, gun overheat time minus 50%, that's the exact same as gunner rank 7 right now, so that's actually no different. That's no different. Under review may stay the same. Combat drift? What did I say for gunner rank 9? Maybe change the boosted combat where boost and drift reduce. Oh. This is fine. The change that I suggested in my Intrinsics Rework doesn't make any sense anymore since they're going to remove stamina altogether, so this is fine. This is fine. Okay. Oh god, no. Okay, so this I don't think should be a thing. Now, I might be completely R10 gunnery nerf. Lock on lasts much longer than before with small added cost. Actually no, this is fine. You know what? This might be good. You know what? This might be better. See, here's the thing. I didn't like rank 10 gunnery originally because what it would do is because it lasted for such a small amount of time, it would result in people just spamming the aim. And when that happens, it kind of makes your eyes twitch because you're constantly doing like this weird kind of zoom in, zoom out kind of thing. I just don't like that at all. Right? And I've seen people do that. Rahatalius did that. So that to me seemed like a problem. This is probably fine. I think this is probably fine. And like, we can't make everything too easy, Savage. I think this is going to be okay. A small added cost to weapon heat, let's be real here. That's not going to make that big of a deal, I reckon. Alright, here we go. Engineering. What the? Engineering. Avionics, here we go. Single target. So be it. Okay, engineering. Faster repairs with Omni Tool. Oh friggin' Megalol, why is that still in the game? That's literally this. Why is this still in the game? Oh friggin' Megalol, this should just be straight up unlocked. Like, I don't get it. Anyway, whatever. 50% reduction in air support cooldowns? Huh. Wait, can you use air support? Wait, chat, can you use air support in Railjack missions? What's an Omni Tool? Hey, Hockey Rookie, sir. I know you're memeing, but I feel like there are people who legit will say that. What's an Omni Tool? I feel like there would be large YouTubers who would say, what's an Omni Tool? Not even kidding. You can? Okay. Then Steam account stealing bot is added. What the? What? What? Oh! Oh! You got hit with that again? Yeah. Anyway, a lot of the... I'm gonna take off my hat for a second, 'cause I'm sweating. Okay. So, ordinances... Oh! So, Flux... Because Flux no longer exists, they have to replace it with something else. So, there we go. Ordinance is the same. Dome charges are the same. Wait, hold on. Dome charge has been moved from rank 5 to rank 4, ladies and gentlemen. That's good. Ability to craft... Ha! Ability to craft heals for the Railjack. What in tarnation does that mean? So you're able to now, instead of necessarily just producing Revelite, you are now able to craft healing things, repair kits, I guess. For the Railjack? Is that what that means? Pointless? Not necessarily. This might not be bad. This might actually be nice. This might be nice, but it is gonna get easier. I mean, yeah. What are we looking at today? We're looking at the Railjack Dev Workshop. If Railjack's auto regeneration is removed. Oh yeah, if Railjack's auto regeneration is removed, then this would be pretty important, hey. But yeah, okay. We'll see what this is all about, because on the one hand it does seem useless, because all the pilot has to do is just get out of danger for a grand total of like 10 seconds, which is not a hard ask. Forge cooldowns, minus 25%. I believe that remains the same, yes? Yep. Increase forge output by another 25. No. Oh. Engineering level 5, engineering level 7. The double up is real. This remains the same. Necromech buffs. I feel like this could be moved in with engineering level 8. Let's be real here. Shields will be the way to tank if they do that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Fiery Phoenix as well, don't forget that. Necromech buffs, 25% health, 25% shields. I don't know, I feel like if they had, like, if they were able to, I don't know, if they could come up with some interesting things to do as well, they should put that in level 8 as well. I've come up with a handful of things for engineering. Like making turrets. I still maintain that you should be able to make turrets if you're an engineer. That way engineers will actually have something to do. Because crafting heals is probably going to be meaningless, especially if you're on the Shield of Ire. The Shield of Ire probably doesn't even need heals, let's be real here. For the most part. I don't know. I'm 50-50 on this one. I'm 50-50 on this tactical intrinsic. Oh, sorry. I'm 50-50 on this intrinsics rework, guys. I don't know. What do you guys reckon? I'm 50-50 on this one, mate. Okay, even though mods have been moved, yada yada yada, the components of your ship, like shields, engines, will still be dependent on the hosting player's collection. The Corpus Railjack update will include a number of new weapons to collect, that's exciting, and upgrade, but also hull materials. Since health and armor mods can no longer be wait, hold on, what? Since health and armor mods can no longer be applied to the Railjack itself, but they can apparently be applied to the... But apparently they can be applied to the harness, or the plexus. This component determines the health and values of your ship. So what does Bulkhead do? I think Bulkhead... Guys, I think Bulkhead actually does something completely different now. Is PB still on timeout? Lol. I think the Bulkhead avionic is actually going to do something completely different to what we think it normally does, guys. That would explain why Twitch chat is... chill. So that's probably the deal. HP regeneration? Could be? Could be. I'm still worried that Harness will be a bug fest and will be a very bad idea for new players with no mods on Railjack. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 10 on Twitch, 25 on YouTube. Oh yeah. We're talking about Railjack, mate. We're talking about the dev workshop. Hell yeah. Of course this is going to bring along a party. Okay, shields and engines, yada yada yada. Cool beans, cool beans. Okay, here we go. Players who have completed one or more wreckage or clan blueprint completed. Yeah, what does that even mean? Players who've completed 12 wreckage, players who've completed 30 wreckage. But what does that mean? Is that 30 ever? Or does that mean 30 right now? I told you avionics for shield health and armor are gone. Shields and hull will be adjusted for now. Will now be adjusted for that. But Bulkhead is still part of the thing though, David. The confusion lies in the fact that Bulkhead... So Hull Weave is still here. Hull Weave is the armor avionic. Bulkhead is still here, which is the health avionic. Maxima is still here, which I believe is the shield avionic. Anode Cell is here, which is the shield regenerate avionic, if I remember correctly. I mean, they're still here. And Hyperflux is still here for some reason. Like, I don't know what that means. Is the maximum cap of your rec... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused by that. Matchmaking changes. Once your Railjack and Plexus are all set up, it's time to find the mission. So, Railjack Resource Bundle number 3. What is the Railjack Resource Bundle? What does this mean? What is Railjack Resource Bundle? Also, let's say I managed to actually complete 30 wreckage, whatever that means. Which I can very easily. But everything in tier 1 and tier 2. Okay. So let's say I complete this. So in terms of rush repair drones, I have 1, 2, 3. I get 6 rush repair drones. Nice. I get 2 armament slots. Nice. 10 riven slivers, 25 riven slivers. I get 25 riven slivers, which I don't care about. I also get munitions vortex, battle forge, particle ram, void hole, which I already have, so that's meaningless. And I get whatever the hell the Railjack resource bundle is. So we're gonna craft these by the update or what? I don't know. I don't know. I also get 10,000 endo and a legendary core, so that's essentially 50,000 endos worth for now. I also get a 7-day resource booster, a resource and affinity booster. Nice. I get an umbral former and whatever the hell Railjack resource bundle number 2 and resource bundle number 3 are. But that's assuming I know what completing at least 30 wreckage means. Is there a way for me to track how many wreckage I have already completed? If I scrap things that I've already completed, does that still count? I wonder if this has been asked on the Reddit. I wonder if this has been asked on the subreddit. Chat, does anyone know if this has been asked yet on the subreddit? Oh dear Christ. Top of the subreddit, ladies and gentlemen. Typical subreddit. Stop giving permanent upgrades downsides. This guy is pissed that apparently if you want to use the snap-on, it'll burn a little bit of your... Wow. Wow, cry me a river. That's all I have to say about that. That's all I gotta say about that. Cry me a river. How do I get more slots? I don't know. I don't know. D might be making words that we don't understand and is laughing at us. Might be the recruiting thing from Ticker. Wreckage slots though. Okay. Okay, Rebecca has or rather, someone from D has apparently responded to things. So let's see what the question has... Well, so let's see what questions have been asked. And all that stuff. Okay, here we go. Okay, I don't care. Seeing preparation become meta would sure be something. Yeah, preparation is going to become meta. Supporting videos moving forward. Wait, what? What's this about? I hope to see more dev workshops. Okay. Meaningless. No. What? Okay. No overriding will occur. Host Railjack still determines armaments and components, but players now bring the power they want plus damage, turret damage mod, yada yada yada. For example, if you want void hole, you can have void hole, and your host has munitions. You can both. Okay. I am text-based persons. Okay. For a mission. Okay. There's an annotation on the video saying Railjack only. Okay. And what's this supposed to be about? Okay, I don't know if anyone has asked this. Ninjago Bob.
Ninjago Bob just subscribed.
Ninjago Bob. Thanks for the Prime sub, Ninjago Bob. Okay. I don't... Wreckage.
Shuck it, duck it.
And 2 people have subbed on YouTube. Nice. Thanks for the subbing. Okay. I don't get. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand it. Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't know what the answer is to it. Soup, what did you try to say? What did you even try to say? Oh, okay. Okay, I got you covered, mate. Oh, that's it. Okay. Anyway. There is no apparent question. Okay, I'm gonna make a post. I'm gonna make a post. And I need all of you to upvote it, because if it doesn't get upvoted, guess what? D's not gonna see it. And if D doesn't see it, well, obviously they're not gonna answer the question anytime soon. Can I get some clarification as to how the, what is this again? As to how the players have completed at least 30 wreckage works. Tier works. Link it in the chat? Yep, we'll link it in the chat. So, I'm a little confused as to how this works. Oh, come on. Okay, let's try again. I'm a little confused as to how this works. Oh, this video is gonna be 2 hours long. Oof. Do I need to complete... Do I need to... Wait. Do I first need to repair 30 pieces of wreckage? You can convert a traded lich, the wiki and Reddit can help my... okay. Do I first need to repair 30 pieces of wreckage? And... my computer's lagging like crazy. And... would... what's the word I'm looking for here? I'm not exactly scrapping wreckage, I'm scrapping... oh yeah, would scrapping repaired wreckage... and would scrapping repaired... go against my progress? Would scrapping repaired wreckage go against my progress? Currently, I cannot hold more than 27 pieces of repaired wreckage, which means this would be an issue. I have to keep them in my inventory. No, the stream is not lagging, by the way, guys. It is my computer. Or rather, it's Chrome. So I'll let... there we go. Currently, I cannot hold more than 27 pieces of repaired wreckage, which means this would be an issue if I have to keep them in my inventory. Unless I buy more slots. So can I please get some clarification as to how this works? You can only buy slots if you have wreckage available to collect? Right. But do I need to actually have 30 pieces of repaired wreckage in my inventory at the time? So... do I need to have 30 pieces of repaired wreckage in my inventory by the time the update comes out? Okay. That's gonna be the big question. And Chrome is lagging. So that is going to be a question. There we go. Alright, chat, I'm going to put the link in the chat. If I could... This is a scummy thing for me to do, but if I can get you... What the hell? Piss off, Gladys. If I can get you to upvote it, that would be helpful. That way, this could maybe get some attention by someone at DE sometime tomorrow when they wake up and actually scroll through the chat. Anyway. Let's just continue with the rest of this here. Matchmaking changes, that's fine. A few key differences. Okay. So for whatever reason, this teleport is still here. We've got a weird teleport here. I don't know why that's there. Okay, back in the... Okay, here we go. Back in the cockpit, you can choose a mission role and launch from the dry dock. Upon warping to the sector, your Railjack feels lighter and more mobile than ever before. Not only has the base speed of the Railjack been increased, POG, but also the Railjack sprint bar is no more. The base speed of the Railjack, ladies and gentlemen, has been increased. POG champs indeed. The base speed of the Railjack has been increased. I am very excited. That being said though, pilot's gonna fire their gun while boosting in flight. LOL, that's literally not gonna matter. We've added a small cooldown to the dodge maneuver to compensate for the sprint bar removal, but it can still be used much more frequently than before. That's fine. That's fine, that makes sense. I don't mind that. The big question for me, but is Arcwing still faster? I think Arcwing is still faster. Hey, Josh. Yeah, I think Arcwing is still faster than Railjack though. Okay, the big question for me is how long can the drift last for? How long can drift last for? Since there's no sprint bar, since there's no Railjack stamina bar, does that mean that drift can essentially last forever? And if that's the case, because the amount of extra boost that you get at the very end of drifting is entirely dependent on how long you drift for, does that mean it's entirely possible for someone to, say, start drifting for like half an hour and then with one final boost, actually go from one end of the map to the other end of the map? Is that what's going to happen? To this day, I still don't know how to activate dodge on console. Okay. Hey, Hexus, how's it going? You're new. What's up? Oh, you know what, Vampoo Jazz? I'm still recording this bloody video for, about the thingo, so I'll get into that in a second, okay? So just remind me in about 10 minutes. How to do the dodge. I don't know if it will translate on console, but I'll tell you in about 10 minutes, okay? Okay, opening the tactical menu, you'll see map perspective is now static. That's good. Crewmates will now appear at the bottom. That's good. Okay. So, new bullets, missiles, and fighters are flying fast. There are the swarm of Corpus fighters. Oh no. Worry not. As of this update, all Railjack ammo stockpiles are Huh? Oh, here we go. Oh dear. Here we go. All Railjack ammo stockpiles are tracked separately per player. From Revelite to Dome charges, you'll have to keep track of your own ammo consumption. Yeah, I don't think this is a good idea at all. These consumables will also replenish slowly on their own time, so Railjacks will always be fully stocked before leaving the dry dock. Well, this is good. Railjacks will by default be fully stocked. This is good. In a pinch, crafting more ammo in the cargo hold will replenish, so dedicated engineers can still make a huge... I have a question about the update. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, feel free to ask. Dedicated engineers can still make a huge impact. Huge is a strong word, DE. Huge is a strong word. What does it mean to complete the wreckage? Hey Hexus, I literally just made a Reddit post, a subreddit post on this, because I don't know either. I don't know what the answer to that is either. So hopefully DE will clarify that. We'll see. Yep, thanks, Sandwich. Okay. On the other hand, one other change to the energy economy is that battle and tactical avionics will now be... Wait. Tactical abilities will now be fueled by warfare. Wait. Tactical avionics are going to require energy? Chat. Battle tactical abilities will now be fueled by warframe energy. Tactical avionics are going to require warframe energy? Seriously? Well, that's hilarious. This ability this allows players to with existing tools for energy and yada 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 yada. I don't think this is a good idea. Now let's talk reactors. They exist. Okay, here we go. Now let's talk reactors. They exist to give you avionics capacity and flux energy. Both of these have been removed, so the role is to provide power, strength, range, and What? So the role of reactors is to provide power, strength, range, or duration buffs to Railjack battle avionics being used aboard the ship. Yeah, this also means you spam energy pieces. Absolutely. Alternate artillery gunners like it's a cannon of an old pirate ship. LMFAO 1 runs out of ammo, swap him out. Exactly, David. Like, what? Is that what we're gonna do? I'm a little bit lost about this idea. But apparently reactors are now going to give... Yeah, it is Dark Magician. No, Magician. Magician. With an O. With an O. It's Dark Magician. With an O, mate. Spell it right. Yes, Magician. So the reactor that you get, the reactor that you use on your Railjack will determine the power strength, the power range, and the power duration of your battle avionics. Chat.
Praise the Dark Magician.
Yeah, chat, what do you think about this? Reactors will provide power strength and power range, power duration buffs to the battle avionics being used on your ship. I don't know how to feel about this. I don't know how to feel about this. Then what's with the mod cap? I don't know what to feel about this, guys. I really don't know what to feel about this. I feel like, I think at that point we're going to really need to see what the details are for this, because I don't know what to feel about this. Avionics cost and capabilities will be rebalanced according yada yada yada. Okay, that's fine. I'll update us. We'll have final information about this. Oh, they're still balancing this stuff. Okay. Okay, here we go. Electrical hazards. Okay, here we go. So Railjack malfunctions and hazards will actually mean something now, as they no longer directly affect health and shields. So electrical hazards scramble the minimap and disable the use of the tactical menu. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Oh, that's going to be a big problem. Catastrophic hull breaches now deal damage to all players on board until it has been sealed. Will catastrophic hull breaches also cause the Railjack to explode? DE? Will catastrophic hull breaches now cause the Railjack to explode? Will still cause the Railjack to explode, because that is basically how you lose. If that is still a thing, then great. If that's not a thing, why remove it? I don't get it. But okay. But yeah, dealing damage to all players on board as well. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I know. I got comments. I'll look at them later. Ice hazards now freeze interactive elements of the Railjack. Oh. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Fire hazards now cause weapons to overheat quickly and cool down slower. Oh. What are my thoughts on the removal of Gaian Point when... I mean, RIP Railjack Infinity Farm, I guess, but I get the feeling there is still a perfectly suitable alternative, so we'll just have to see. Unified damage types. Okay, what's the deal here? Railjack, combat, yada 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 yada. There are a lot of them. Okay. Impact became ballistic, yada 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 yada. Removing the second layer of Railjack damage types. Okay. That means... Okay. Wait. No. Hold on. How is this going to work? How is this going to work? Does that mean that... Wait. How is this going to work, chat? I don't understand. How is this going to work? If it's IPS, cold electricity, heat, toxin, right? But does that mean we can actually do corrosive? Does that mean we can do magnetic? What does that mean? Debuff the bubble? Oh. Did they? I don't follow. Well, PP isn't saying just do the... Yeah, he's not saying it yet. Does that mean we can do corrosive though? Or does that mean that puncture damage is actually about to do something different? I don't understand how this works. Rip armor strip? Yeah, I'm a little bit confused by this. Wait, so tether is basically a Magus lockdown and you will have to put power strength to deal damage? I guess. I don't know. Considering that tether apparently doesn't have that many doesn't have as many upgrade points to max out, it would stand to reason that you kinda don't need that? I don't know. I have no idea. Volatile, yada yada, what comes next? Void storms. Okay, so we've basically completed that. Okay. Alright, well, for the purpose of the video, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Otherwise, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.